Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rocks with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. All right, rock stars, another story to piss you off. This time it comes from Sacramento, California. It seems that police were called out to a neighborhood. There was reports of a man breaking into cars, breaking the windows, and then running off and hiding in someone's backyard. So the police went to this neighborhood. It was, I believe, might have been Sunday or Monday night. I'm sorry, I don't remember the day. But they went that night, and when they were in the neighborhood, the helicopter spotted a black man running into a backyard. In the initial call, they said that the person had on a black hoodie and dark jeans. And so when they spotted this man running into a backyard, they pursued him. It turned out to be Stephon Clark. He was a 22-year-old man who lived in that home of that backyard. And when they confronted him, the body cam footage shows that they asked him to show his hands. And when he did, the next thing you hear is gun, gun, gun. And they shoot him 20 times, shoot him dead. Again, on the body cam footage, you hear they're asking if he's okay after he had been shot 20 times. They're looking for a weapon. There is no weapon. What they yelled out to be gun, gun, gun turned out to be a white iPhone. And they shot and killed a man who was probably afraid for his life. The whole story is a mess. As much as I don't want to admit the fact that Stephon Clark was a person of interest, I could understand why they thought that he would have been. Okay, this could be a case of he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But the circumstances did match up. But my biggest problem with this story and the fact that they shot him 20 times is the police, who have all of the power on their sides, never seem to try to take control of a situation, slow things down, maybe create some dialogue so they can get control of whatever is going on and understand what is happening. Okay, when it comes to black people, it seems that the police immediately are fearful for their lives and will shoot and kill many times innocent people. I understand that the police are trained, shoot to kill. I understand that. But there have been many, many times that we have seen that the police have used some discretion and gotten control of a situation where they did not have to kill someone. And many of those times that we have seen, that person was not black. So it's hard for black people to not feel like when it comes to us, the police always use deadly force in any type of situation. And in those very rare cases when it's caught on film where they didn't kill the person, we are all very shocked. And that's a sad way to be. Like I said, there was a lot of confusion. I'm sure there was a lot of fear on the boy's part. Him running from the police probably was not the best idea. However, if we could have just used maybe a minute or two of slowing things down, this man might be alive today. And they would have seen that he had a white cell phone in his hand. It's frustrating to tell these stories all the time because it happens time and time and time again. Imagine the times that don't get caught on video. Imagine the times that stories don't go viral and we don't hear about them. I don't even know what else to say or do. I almost didn't even report this story because I'm tired of reporting stories where I don't have answers to. We can just continue to talk about the fact that, legislation needs to change where we can put people in office that are going to protect our own interests. But in the heart of it, when things are happening in the thick of the moment, that even sounds like I'm just shooting the shits, like I'm just saying that that's what needs to happen. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. The boy was 22 years old. Like I said, he had 2 young children. I think there's a 1 and 3 years old. He was engaged. The police are saying that they feel like he was the person that was breaking into cars. And because he matches up with the calls and, what was happening in the reporting, I believe that the police will have a good argument in this case. I just never will understand why they always resort to killing us. So the boy lived into this home with his grandparents. The grandmother was home. She said she heard the shots. She dropped down to the ground. And of course, the grandmother is heartbroken, as is his fiance and their children, and I'm sure their family. It's the sad thing. But it continues to happen, you guys, and I just don't know what else to say about it. All I will say is rest in peace to Stephon Clark. And prayers up for that family, as I'm sure they will struggle to get past this, and hopefully they will get some answers that they need. Last week I told you guys about the AustinBomber that was turning out to look like it was a serial bomber. We thought that it might have been a terrorist attack on the Black community. There were, was it 3? I believe it was 3 or 4 bombings last week. This week there was another bomb, a tripwire this time, that was set on the side of the road. 2 white men were walking by and they were seriously injured, but they were not killed. And then there was also another explosion on the 20th at a FedEx facility. This box was on a belt. I guess it was being processed. Nobody was handling at the time. However, a FedEx employee was injured. And then they also found another box that they suspected might be a bomb. It was intercepted before it could go off. Once I heard that it was a FedEx facility, I figured that it was going to be a good enough lead for the police to kind of figure out who this might be. In the investigation, they said that the FBI were going through purchases, recent purchases of bomb-making materials in the community in Austin, and they found that this person, Mark Anthony Condit, was a person of interest. And then once that bomb went off at FedEx, they were checking the surveillance cameras at the FedEx stores, and they saw Mark Anthony Condit walking into a FedEx store with a blonde wig on and pink gloves in a store in Sun Valley, Texas. He then became a suspect. They got cell data, figured out where he was. They tracked him to a hotel in, I think, Round Rock, Texas. Does that sound familiar? And when they went to the hotel, they spotted his car. They didn't go in right then. They were waiting on backup, and Mark got into the car. Or Mark maybe already was in the car, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, he took off. They followed him. He pulled over on the side of the road. And as they approached the vehicle, he blew himself up inside of his SUV. And he did not survive. Okay, isn't that something? Since then, they've gone to his home. And, now they're trying to figure out if he was part of a group possibly that was doing the bombing, or if it was just him. When they went to his home, they found, a lot of ingredients that were used to make bombs, pipe bombs, and smokeless powder and batteries and things like that. They said there was shrapnel, things that he would use as shrapnel, and triggers and things like that. So they believe that is where he made his bombs. They also was able to retrieve a 25-minute confession that was left on video on his cell phone. I guess his cell phone. Well, I guess they're able to retrieve these things off of cell phones, even if the cell phone was damaged in the explosion. I don't really know how that works. But they were able to get this 25-minute confession from him. He did not explain the motive, but he did confess. I guess it took him 25 minutes. What did he talk about for 25 minutes? Okay, they haven't really said what he was talking about other than he confessed. So again, you know how we all feel about these things. It's a tragedy, of course, all the way around. These people were killed for no real reason. Even if he had a reason, it's not no reason to kill people that haven't done anything to you. Many people are leery of the story. Like anything else, we'll never know what the story is other than what they tell us. But I'm assuming the people of Austin can relax a little bit knowing that the person that they're saying is responsible for these bombings all over their city is indeed dead. I guess for the next few days or so, FedEx will probably be very cautious in the packaging, because he could have still sent other stuff otherwhere that they haven't caught yet. But Mark Anthony Condit, the person that was responsible for the bombings, is now dead. Sad story. Rest in peace to Queen Latifah, Dana Owens' mother, Rita Owens. She died last night after a over 10 year, I think they said 14-year battle with a heart condition. I was so heartbroken to hear this story because we all know how Queen Latifah feels about her mother. We've seen her mom on Living Single, playing her mother. We've seen the mom also do some acting in a couple of other black movies. I can't remember the names of them, but I remember she was in a movie or two. And then, but we've always known that Queen Latifah has spoke highly of her mother and that their relationship was very close. So I was sad to hear that because you guys know, I know, and many of you guys out there know how heartbreaking it is to lose your mom. Queen Latifah has put out a statement saying that even though she is very, very sad that her mom is gone, that she realizes that her mother is no longer in pain and that she is in a better place. So Miss Owens had 2 children, Queen Latifah, Dana Owens, and also her brother Lance Owens Jr. You guys remember he died some years ago in a motorcycle crash accident. So there was only Queen Latifah who was left. She was divorced from Queen Latifah's dad, Lance Owens Sr. I calculated how old she might be. I couldn't find out exactly what her age was, but I did read that she was married in 1965 when she was 16, so I calculated her to be somewhere around 68 or 69 years old. So she does leave behind her daughter, Dana Owens, and I'm sure a host of family and friends. I'm just so sad for Queen Latifah. Rest in peace, though, Miss Rita Owens. Rock stars, lighter stories. News hit the other day that Donald Trump Jr.'s wife, Vanessa, his wife of 12 years, had filed for divorce. Donald Trump Jr. and Vanessa have 5 children together, and I think Vanessa has just completely been over it. Like many others that are in that family, you know, they're saying that she was upset that that the family has all of a sudden turned political, that was not what she signed up for. She did not want this type of spotlight. Yeah, she filed for divorce. So once that story came out, of course, the media has sniffed out other stories of where there may have been some tumult in the relationship. And it turns out that back in 2011, when Donald Trump Jr. was a consultant on Celebrity Apprentice, he struck up an affair with Danity Kane singer Aubrey O'Day. Apparently, Aubrey had sent him some sexual text messages, and while Donald Trump, why I keep on calling him Donald Trump, Donald Trump Jr. was in the shower, his wife was able to get the messages that Aubrey sent to him. The wife calls Aubrey with the kids on the phone, confronts her about this relationship, and I guess shortly after that the relationship fizzled out. But at one time, I suppose it was hot and heavy, and Aubrey was in love with Donald Trump Jr. I'm sure the wife confronted him about it, and he decided to leave that shit alone. Now, we didn't hear anything about this relationship. I mean, who would have cared at the time? Donald Trump Jr.? I mean, so? But then in 2013, evidently, Aubrey O'Day put out an EP by the name of Between Two Evils. And there was a song on there titled DTJ. And we assume that stands for Donald Trump Jr. And the song is about a relationship that is coming to an end, where she sings, and I quote, "I hate me for loving you, hate you for letting our love die." Okay, unquote. So I guess the relationship, like I said, had fizzled away, and Aubrey was left to a broken heart. There's also some reports of her talking about, being in a relationship with a celebrity, but she could never say the name because the person would sue her up the ass, but how she thought that she was going to be this celebrity girlfriend, but she could not be what the person wanted or needed at the time. I think I remember hearing about this a long time ago, and at the time I thought she was talking about Puffy. And I was like, girl, if you thought Puffy was ever going to wipe you down, honey, you were sadly mistaken. It was always rumors that she was fucking Puffy. Okay, but yeah. Turns out that it was Donald Trump Jr. So that is the scandalous story behind them two. Nobody really cares other than the fact that this is just something else for us to be like, ha ha ha, to that dumbass Donald Trump family. Not happy to see a marriage end, especially with 5 kids. It's not just 2 people involved, it's 7 and maybe even many more when you start talking about family and extended family and all of that. But because I can't stand y'all stupid ass president, all I can say is, oh well. That's not nice. I'm sorry, y'all. That's how I'm feeling today, though. You guys, so Brandy's been silent lately, or maybe she hasn't, I don't know. You guys know I decided to unfollow Brandy some time ago because it was getting to the point where I didn't like her. And so, you know, like many others that I had to put into this category is of loving them from afar, Brandy has been put into that category as well. So I haven't really heard much about Brandy or seen her too much lately. You guys remember the story about Ray J and Princess. Remember when social media had exploded when Ray J had posted a IG Live or Facebook Live or some sort of video of him in a hotel room, and people swore that they saw a woman or women in the background. Okay, I told you guys about that in the top of the blogs. I never saw anybody, but you guys, y'all know y'all had y'all cat eye on it. I mean, y'all was like, if you slow it down and when he turns around, you know, there's a blur of a red something. I was just like, I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see a girl in the shower. Nothing definitively for me to say that that's what was happening there, you know. So, but yeah, you guys said it enough where Princess actually started to believe also that he was fucking around and that somebody was in the background. And then there was this whole big social media lashing where she put up posts talking about how women shouldn't stay with men because they're married and, you know, they think that they're gonna stay, but, you know, it's always something better and yada yada yada. During that time, Sonia Norwood and Brandy had also posted some things where they kind of voiced the fact that they were sticking with Ray J. Of course, he's blood, he's family. And kind of had some disdainful things. Not really disdainful, but you can kind of see that they were in Ray J's corner and not necessarily Prinky's. But whatever, all that blew over. Princess and Ray J was able to fix whatever problems that they had. We shortly found out that they were back together and everything was good. Fast forward to last weekend, and they had a baby shower for Prinky and Ray J. And it was noticeable that Sonia's wired wig wasn't there. Brandy wasn't there. Of course, people would notice that those two weren't there. They're very noticeable people. People began to, run their mouths and say that there was some sort of rift between them. Enough so that Brandy finally had to address it. She put up this long post that basically said that she was not there because she had a gig in Virginia, okay? She was able to push the gig off far enough that she could actually go to the gender reveal, but she missed the baby shower even though she loves Ray J to death and she loves Princess and all of that. So it's all good, y'all. She just had a gig. And that would have been explanation enough. We still ain't said why your mama wasn't there. Did she have a gig somewhere as well? That would have been enough. Had Prinky not got into her damn feelings and posted right underneath Brandy's post, and I quote, "Shut the fuck up posting this. I should post what you just text me." I said, that Prinky knows she good and damn petty today. I said, oh, what done happened? Y'all know Prinky ain't got too many friends. Now, Brandy was really one of the only ones that seemed to be in her corner at the time that they got married. I was like, girl, you done got rid of Brandy too? That Brandy must really be a bitch if you can't even stay friends with her. I sure wish I knew what exactly went on, but they're trying to say that it has something to do with Brandy and Sonia kind of voicing, not having support for Prinky during that time. But I was just like, child, that shit was funny when I saw it. I just cracked up. She just shut the fuck up posting this. That Brandy must be something else, child. She must be something else. I mean, nobody seems to like this girl. Any of y'all know Brandy out there? I mean, we've all heard our stories and everything, but I just can't understand poor Brandy can't get right. So, yep, I guess Ray J has a little stress. There's some bad blood between the ladies in his life. Good luck with that, Ray. You guys have been asking me to talk about Tamar for a long time, and you guys have noticed that I have ignored her. I am so sick of Tamar and Vince. I just don't understand them. I don't know if she's lying or if she isn't. If they have trumped up all of these allegations of him beating her ass and him cheating just to sensationalize and bring more attention to their TV shows, publicity. I don't really know what to believe there. What I do know though is I'm tired of giving them my energy, and it's been easier for me to just ignore her. I do hope that if she is getting her ass beat and that if Vince is cheating on her, that she figures it out in some way in her space and time so that she can get away from that, because nobody deserves that. But like I said, I don't know what to believe. The stories are just so crazy and way out and all over the place. I got a good side eye for them. Not just them, but also Mama Evelyn, who just made it seem so dire that their relationship was on its, in this bad space. But then when you see Toni Braxton on an interview somewhere, she's just like, oh, they fine. They gonna be back together. Like, I wouldn't imagine that somebody who thought that their sister was about to get killed would have this approach. So the story all the way around gets on my fucking nerves because it doesn't make sense to me, and I'm just tired of it. So like I said, I have decided to just not really give it my energy. However, you guys, though, so many people asked me to talk about the fact that she is not promoting Braxton Family Values, which does premiere tonight. Okay, the newest season. So that's mighty convenient, might I add. But that's neither here nor there. Let me continue. She's not promoting it because she says that she doesn't like the way they are vilifying her ex-husband, Vincent Herbert. How they are making him look, when she is the one who revved up all of this damn, people looking at him in that kind of way. When she posted, they broke up because they were fighting all the time, and, they thought that it was passion, but it wasn't, and she was miserable. All right. Then she also posted that the alleged affair, the woman contacted her and said that she was pregnant by Vince, and, she also mentioned that Vince was having an affair with Laura Govan and all. So Tamar did all of this, but she's mad at how they make him look on the fucking show. Makes absolutely no sense. But then she goes on to The View. They have Vince on there where he says that he's innocent, he hasn't gotten anybody pregnant, that he loves her, and that he's going to work to get their family back together. And there's no talk, no mention of the fact that he's beating her ass, which to me would have been the more important story to talk about on The View. I'm sure they told them not to ask them about that. But it seems that the whole allegations of him beating her ass then just went and fizzled away some fucking where. And now is more focus on the fact that he might have been cheating. I don't give a fuck. Like, people cheat every day. Okay, but you might get killed by somebody that's beating your ass, and now all of a sudden they don't even talk about that no more. So I'm just like, the whole story is just like, ugh. And then when she doesn't promote the show, that's still promoting the show, because now the story is she's not promoting it because of the way they're making Vince look. Okay, but that story is everywhere. And oh, by the way, the show starts tonight. Okay, so it's just like, it's still publicity, you guys. I swear I don't know what to think about it, but I'm tired of them. So I don't give a fuck what happens on Braxton Family Values. That was a show that I used to review back in the day, and I actually had a good time reviewing it back in the day. But I'm so over all of them, that I couldn't care one way or the other. And then, we just saw recently that she shaved all her little baby hairs off. And just from experience, a lot of times when people do the big chop like that, not always, but there are many times when people do that is because they feel that they don't have much control of anything else that's going on in their life at the time. And this is the one thing that they have total control over. Nobody can stop them. It is their hair. It is their head. They look at it as freeing and all of that. So she shaved all her hair off, and fine, whatever. So I guess this is just yet another step in her freeing herself from whatever is going on. But like I said, I hope, if those bad things are happening to her, I hope that she gets control of it and that she is strong enough one day to leave it. Whatever she's going through, I hope that she makes it through on the other side, a stronger and better person. But I can't even care no more. So you guys, yesterday I posted on my Instagram how Hitmaker, also known as Young Berg, and Diamonds and Pearls was in their studio. I guess they're a production team now. I didn't realize that, but they are together. They were in their studio called Motown 2. And I guess Young Berg always does IG Live when he's recording in the studio. So this time was no different, except that it was Diamonds and Pearls that was doing IG Live at the time. And it was caught very conveniently that some robbers busted in unannounced and stole everything. I said, bitch, not the damn freshwater quadruple strand twist pearls. The ones with the little diamonds at the clasp. Child, they took all their shit. Took everything except the phone. So when the robbers told him to put the phone down, which he did get off of IG Live at the time. Very shortly after that, we saw that he got back on IG Live to go and chastise security. Y'all didn't see nothing, my nigga? Nobody saw anybody walking here, my nigga? We can hear security saying, or hear people in the studio saying, no, a lot of, mumbling that they didn't see anything. There was also a video, I believe, of Young Berg talking to the police. That, again, they couldn't see anything. It was a black screen. However, he's talking to the police and saying that there are cameras in the studio. At the same time that the robbery was going down, once, I guess, Diamonds and Pearls got off of the live, everybody hit Lil Lyrica up to let her know that her estranged husband was being robbed at the time. And I guess it, Lil Lyrica, at the thought of losing her man that had been cheating on her all this time, she said, and that they was broken up from, but that's neither here nor there right now. Stick with the story, y'all. She was so upset that she was crying. Oh my God. Oh my God, okay. Thank you guys so much. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. Ain't damn tear, just as dry. Nothing. She's so upset, but she's thankful for everybody letting her know. Now, we do admit that social media many times will act on things much faster than even the police will know. All right? So I'm not knocking the fact that they could have very well been on social media, very well been on IG Live, and the robbery could have happened. Let me tell you what gave me a little bit of, You are on Instagram Live, and you are recording. Hey, how y'all doing? What's up? Whatever's Diamonds and Pearls in the house, fine. When the robbers come in, yes, you could still very much be recording. When they tell you to put the phone down, you put the phone down, fine. When you got time enough in all of this being upset that motherfuckers done took your pearls, that you get back on Instagram Live just so that you can not have the camera focused, but let everybody hear you talking about nobody saw anything, my nigga. That's where I had some pause. Let me tell you how I would have wrote it, Mona. Because since you want to be with the fuck shit today, I would have had him recording on Instagram Live. Hey, what's up? Diamonds and Pearls in the place. Motown Tub with my boy Young Berg Hitmaker. We fixing, doing whatever he got to do. And I would have had the robbers come in. And I would have had the progress of the robbery still recorded. Maybe he would have been having the phone in his hand and maybe he would have put the phone down somewhat, so that we couldn't possibly see the robbers, but just so that the robbers wouldn't realize that he was recording them. And then I would have wrote in that the robbers realized that he's recording them, maybe after a minute or so everybody was clear on him being robbed. And then I would have had him say, put the phone down. And then that would have been it. That's still enough for the viewers to know that he's being robbed. That's still enough for everybody to contact Lyrica, let her know that her estranged husband is being robbed. Lyrica could have still posted the damn video of her crying how upset that she was. Okay? To me, that would have been much more believable. But the fact that you get your ass back on IG Live and still record, like, who is giving their attention to recording when you so pissed that somebody has broke in there? Okay, you shooken up by what just happened. You pissed that they took your shit. You pissed that you was sleeping or security was sleeping, and that, who has time to get back on IG Live but still not focus the fucking camera? And then the robbers didn't take the phone. Somebody on Instagram yesterday was like, are you aware that cell phones have tracking devices in it? And I said they didn't have to use the fucking phone, but take the damn phone with them and destroy it, especially once they realized that he was recording. I mean, they very clearly said, put the phone down. He could have got their face on there. Now, he conveniently didn't, but he could have. So it seemed foolish for them to take all of their shit but leave the phones behind. The whole thing yesterday, I was just like, Mona. Bitch, whoever whoever wrote this one for you didn't think the shit out all that well. And then, of course, Lyrica last night when everybody was just like, whatever, you guys. Then she was on saying how Mona didn't have nothing to do with it, and, that they weren't lying, and how people was wrong for thinking that they was lying, that they would pull a story. Like, listen, we don't believe shit no more. When Mimi lied for almost 2 fucking seasons about that damn porn tape, had us all believing that she was really caught up and framed, and that he released this tape without her knowledge, and then for us to find out that she was 100% involved and willing to put this tape out. Bitch, we don't believe shit you say. Fuck you and your damn robbery. Anybody can lie about anything these days. We do know that they're recording for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood right now. They've been in the blogs. Like I said, he's estranged, supposedly. He cheated when they had their reunion for last season, so now they're coming back with all of this. It would be very easy for this to be added to their storyline. It's just convenient. It's just convenient. I call bullshit on it though, Mona, bitch. You gonna have to get up very early in the morning if you want to pull a robbery story off on us. And then lastly, you guys, in quickies, the story about Sebastian, Amber Rose and Wiz Khalifa's son being gay because he likes Taylor Swift. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people these days. It's too bad that Sebastian has to bear the brunt of the shit that Amber, that comes on Amber. Because he's the son, now he kind of gets it as well. And it's just so unfair and it's so unfortunate, but that's how social media is. And I've talked to you guys about it. It's just way too much for a 5-year-old child to have to deal with. And really the parents deal with it because he doesn't know. I'm sure they keep that kind of shit away from him. But just stupid. People are stupid, retarded, assholes, internet thugs. So just the whole story is just dumb. Leave that boy alone. Fifth Harmony. I hear that they've split. Y'all don't know nothing about this group, but you guys told me that they was the bee's knees at one time, and then when the young girl by the name of Camila Cabello, I think is her name, when she left the group, then everybody was worried that the group was gonna fall apart. I'm just like, well, I mean, it's par for the course. I've told you guys plenty of times that boy groups and girl groups never can stay together because there's always one that's the most talented. The other ones is kind of mediocre. People start getting in their ears, and you get divas when you got girls, and even with guys, they divos, okay? And if shit drama starts happening, and next thing you know, the shit is over. They haven't said that the rest of the girls that stayed in the group were fighting or anything, but now they're just saying that they're all going to pursue solo careers. And I was just like, well, good luck with that, because child, if you could have been a solo artist, then you would have been a solo artist, right? I don't know. Do y'all think that Fifth Harmony, the rest of them girls, gonna be able to get their solo career on? Y'all let me know. SZA says that her next album will be her last album. I think a lot of artists that are, immediately shot to stardom real quickly, like SZA was, a lot of them say that because they are overwhelmed. I think the music industry, for a person that had bright lights in their eyes, when they actually get into there and get into the thick of it, they are disillusioned by what the reality is. It's a lot of cutthroat. It's a lot of bad shit that's there. We've heard the stories. So SZA has already said in the past that, it's very overwhelming for her. And now she's just saying that her next album is going to be her last. But I don't believe it. People say that all the time. You guys remember when Jasmine Sullivan said it? I think she also was overwhelmed. But maybe SZA will need to take a break after her next album, and maybe she'll need to be able to regroup, because she's very talented, and it would be a shame. And a lot of times you hear about when people are born to do something, then it's hard for them to leave it alone. So I think that might probably be the case with SZA as well. But if she wants to take a break, fine, take a break. Make your money on the next album, get yourself together, and then when you feel ready, then you come on back, girl. We'll be waiting. And lastly, you guys, evidently Vivica Fox has a book coming out by the name of Every Day I'm Hustling. In this book, she talks about the sexual relationship between she and 50 Cent. Now, you guys remember, she has not been with 50 Cent. Well, it's been 14 years, because once news hit that she's talking about him in this book, 50 Cent posted a video saying how he felt like he was being harassed. The fact that women, can say that a man was bombing bed, had the good D, and, all of that for years and years and years and years and years after the relationship is completely over, and everybody will just be like, oh girl, what girl. But he was like, let a man do that, Okay, let a man show up at your damn job and be like, you know, you had to bomb puss. I just can't stop thinking about it after 14 fucking years. What would you do? You would feel like you was being harassed, okay? You would call your man, call your brothers, and make sure they go and beat his ass. You would not be feeling good with the fact that somebody will not drop it after 14 fucking years, okay? And I totally understood what he said. I never thought of it that way. Never looked at it that way, okay? I just kind of always felt that Vivica Fox was obsessed with 50 Cent for whatever reason, but never thought about how he might feel about her talking about him. And over the years that I've heard about their relationship, I don't think that I've really heard him really say too much about it. It's always been in response to something that she may have said on her end. But as far as him just bringing it up, I don't think that I can remember too many times where he had. So yeah, I guess it's time for Vivica to let it go. But you know, Vivica also has a book to sell, and you know, a lot of people are most interested in that segment of her life. So I mean, I get why she would do it, but maybe after this book, it's time to let the shit go once and for all, Miss Vivica. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. Got to run in the post office and then take it on back to work. You guys, we do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.